Alright, welcome back to the Scorchfarer. This indie showcase has been lasting for a little too long. And I was thinking, what other indie games have I played? And I'm thinking, well, Helltaker is one. Uh, Nothing Special was another one. Well, The Gravedigger, you can count that one. And also, if you want to count it, I mean, maybe. Well, I think it does count as an indie, but Doki Doki Literature Club, and I mean, well, quite some games, alright? And well, this one too. I think I wasn't expecting it to be a little this long. Well, anyways, also, I want to point out that usually I said this before, but I guess I'll keep saying it. I'll try to be like not so hard with indie productions, just be more understanding. But well, anyways, hopefully we can just drag along and appreciate, because I like the drawings, the backgrounds. Yeah, they're pretty nice, alright, pretty cute. Anyways, distant song could be heard. I guess I need to also put the cat out of the bag. I was talking about this game with Sparky, and he's like, I'm going to check it too. And well, let's say there was a little back and forth with the things we saw. And one of those was, is it Mickey or is it Michi? Because he called her Michi, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's just me and my Spanish that I will call her Michi, but it's probably me, since it's Micaela, it's probably Mickey. And I told him, maybe it's Mickey because Micaela, but he was like, then just call her Mickey with a K. And it's like, you know what? That's right. So I don't know, dude. I guess we're just too far into it to just change it. I guess I'm just going to keep calling her Mickey. Anyways, drifted in and out of her sleep. Her eyes opened slowly as she realized that the melody wasn't something her mind came up with. It was coming from the outside of the room. Judging by the light that hit the window, she realized it was very early in the morning. It was one instrument song, a harp. It took Mickey quite a while to realize she wasn't dreaming. Yuki was sleeping right next to her, lying on his side. Mickey smiled at Yuki after watching him sleep for a moment. The song completed that scene for her. Yesterday has been a rough day, so she decided not to wake him up. With a lot of care, she got out of bed after moving the sheets off of her. Keep sleeping, Yuki, Mickey murmured. Mickey noticed that every time she made a movement, the sound coming from the harp would change as well. It was as if it had eyes on Mickey and was dedicating the melody to her. She slowly walked towards the door. Is this a proper this place? She thought. It's cute, but I hope it doesn't wake up Yuki. The song was relaxing, but there is something sinister about it, she thought. She moved herself closer to the door and decided to open it to investigate the origin of the song. Oh, it's a nightgown. The light dazzled Mickey right away. The ray of light didn't hit the bed, so Yuki kept sleeping. Wasn't there like a huge window in the very same room, the previous backdrop? Well, anyways, on the other side of the corridor there was a huge balcony with a glass, or without a glass. She immediately noticed someone there, a woman with a long white dress. This woman was floating in the air and was carrying a large harp, which she was playing for Mickey. She kept her eyes closed as she played, showing off her skilled hands. It didn't take long before she would open her eyes and would stare at Mickey. Her hands continued moving in a gentle and almost otherworldly motion. Good morning. Do you work here? Mickey asked after she closed the door. She wasn't sure what to think of that woman, but she had her full attention. The second layer of harp was coming from the direction of that woman. However, nothing indicated that there was a second instrument somewhere. The song became more frantic as Mickey approached, creating a feeling of uneasiness. Mickey caught a glimpse of something moving inside the semi-transparent dress of the woman. The light made it hard to notice at first, but it became clear what it was a few moments later. I was going to say, it's a gun! But No, it's a snake creature. A large snake with white scales was peeking over the woman's shoulder. His jealous eyes were staring at Mickey, obviously. The woman turned transparent, letting the light behind her pass through her head, further blinding Mickey. All the warning signs reached Mickey all at once. She knew she had to get out of there, but it was a little too late. She had walked into the range of the snake willingly. Well, I don't know. Is it really dangerous? Well, we'll see. The snake made its move before Mickey could step aside. It attacked. Okay, it attacked Mickey the moment the woman realized that the girl had noticed the snake. Just as quickly as it began, it had ended. Oh, damn! The head of the snake spilled from his body before it could reach Mickey. The woman let out a muffled moan in pain while floating away out of reach. The sound of the head hitting the ground made Mickey instinctively look over her shoulder. The head continued to move and twitch violently on the floor. Nobody asked for a concert, Xiao said. She leaned gracefully on the border of the balcony. Alright. Oh, damn! We got less effects here. Upon looking in the direction of the woman again, Mickey noticed the body of the snake squirm until it came to halt. It became obvious why she would be in such discomfort. It was part of the woman's body. Blood started spurting from the gaping wound. The woman kept herself from Xiao by floating back a few meters. It was an enraged expression on her face. My father will hear about this, said the woman. Even your father has more affection for me than you. I will be surprised if you can come up with a good story as to why I decide to cut your head off. He will see right through you, Xiao retorted as she stared directly at the woman's transparent eyes. After exchanging stares for a few seconds, the angry woman decided to float away, disappearing from the sight a moment later. Xiao, Mickey said slowly. She said slowly, walked towards it. Why was she after me? I'm so stupid for going alone, Mickey said, finally realizing that she could have died. How did she get here? Isn't this like a government tower? Isn't this place supposed to be secure? Well, anyways, she infiltrated. Don't blame yourself. She lures her prey with beautiful music. She targeted you directly. The good thing is that her trick doesn't work twice, so you shall be fine as long as you stay away from her, Xiao said before jumping off the ledge onto the corridor of the tower. Why though? Mickey asked. She was concerned as to why they would want to attack her. Yeah, good question. I mean, it's not like just people kill each other just for the sake of it. She can learn by eating, which makes me think she was acting on her own, rather than being told to go after you. Half divinities hold skills that cannot be replicated. She's very sensitive to some kind of people, Xiao said, unsure about how to finish that last sentence. I haven't read about them, but this is my first time seeing one, Mickey said. She's part of the Constellatio, making the situation a little more complicated, Xiao replied. Oh damn! Mickey looked at the sky, trying to process what just had happened. After a moment, she stared at the head of the snake, which had stopped moving. Thank you for taking care of me, Xiao, Mickey said. She quickly moved her hand towards her, using 2 fingers to touch Xiao's head. I apologize for causing so much trouble this early. I think I should go back with Yuki. He'll freak out if he wakes up and I'm not there, Mickey said. Well, what would you have done? Xiao asked. Your reaction was quite passive when it became clear that you were about to be attacked, Xiao said, letting her know that she had been aware of the situation jumping into action at the last second. I'm worried that a situation like this will find its way to you again. Will you be ready to protect yourself and your partner? Xiao asked. I know, it won't happen again. It's just that everything is new, and things are so much different. I got carried away. I'll keep my guard up from now on. I would like to say that I'll be ready next time, but I cannot. Right now, I'm worried that person might attack someone else, Mickey said. She won't. I will make sure of that. Besides, it will probably take her a few years to grow another hand. So in that regard, you shouldn't worry, Chao said. Mickey was relieved upon hearing that. I know she was saying like, I should be careful next time, but I thought the Terraformation group was more about the, as far as I know, non-sentient fire rain. I'm going to say it's kind of like Death Stranding. It's not about delivering the packages. There's much more than that. That's good to hear. What about you, Xiao? Are you okay? I didn't think you could be so lethal. Mickey said. She turned around and walked towards the entrance of the room, making sure not to step on the head of the snake. She peeked inside the room and noticed Yuki was still sleeping. Me, I am perfect. Nobody heard of it, but that will never stop me from protecting the people within this tower, Xiao said. Now, where's that partner of yours? Xiao moved between Mickey's legs and entered their bedroom with a curious stroll. Oh no. Ah, Mickey felt Xiao first brush against her legs. She was quite surprised that the fox was always one step ahead. More like a little intrusive. Also, she was really eager to enter the room. Anyways, I think he's still sleeping. I made sure to get out of bed without waking him up, Mickey explained as she started to follow Xiao. The fox got on the bed and started to push her paw against Yuki's cheek. Yuki let out a grunt, refusing to open his eyes. Xiao began pushing his face with both paws in a violent manner as a response. Damn! Ah! Mickey tried to stop Xiao right away by grabbing both of her tiny paws and raising them up in the air. But what is happening? Yuki yelled as he noticed Mickey and Xiao right at the edge of the bed. Good morning, said quite embarrassed Mickey. Yuki sat down on the bed. Good morning, Yuki said. Mickey let go of Xiao paws, which landed on the bed. Good morning to both of you. I want to congratulate you on doing such a good job. It took you about a single day to get it done. Today, we'll be having the Terraformation exam that was scheduled for students from the East Academy. Do you think you're ready? Xiao asked. Of course, Mickey said. Even if it was such a basic exam, it would be the first official exam one for them. Okay. Continue. The sudden excitement has made her forget what just happened outside the room. What kind of exam is it? Will we be together? She asked. You will be together for the entire exam. My secretary will accompany you and will score your performance, Xiao explained. When the time comes, I will explain the details. Xiao, did something happen yesterday? About the whole situation with Constellatio? Yuki asked. It took a moment for Xiao to respond. Everything was resolved. Not in the way I was hoping for, but that's very usual for things to get out of control around here, Xiao said. Some administration you got, lady. Well, anyways. The Constellatio came to the tower after midnight and had a fight with my personal guard, Xiao explained. Finn? Yuki asked with a worried expression. He got his arm hurt in the fight. Nothing life-threatening. He just lost his arm, but he's okay. No, that's not what you say. Xiao said. The fox looked at Mickey, wondering what her reaction would be. If it's only superficial damage, Mickey said with her eyes wide open. She sighed after a moment. It never occurred to her that being could end up being involved in such a conflict. Could we see him before the exam? I just want to check if I can do something for him, Mickey said. Xiao thought for a moment. Dress up. I'll wait for you outside, Xiao said before jumping off the bed and leaving the room right away. Yuki stared at Mickey for a moment, before quickly making his way out of bed to get himself dressed as quickly as possible. Mickey was deep in thought about her uncle, as she dressed as well. She had gone through so many emotions in so little time. I really hope it isn't something serious. He isn't the type of man who will abandon a mission even if he lost an extremity. Okay. Mickey said with a worried expression. Yuki wasn't quite sure what to respond. Mickey remembered the snake head and all the blood the corridor. In the corridor, suddenly they opened the door of their bedroom. She noticed the head as well as the blood had disappeared. Something wrong? Yukiharu asked as he locked the door. He noticed her confused stare right away. It's nothing, Mickey said. She noticed that Xiao was already on the other side of the corridor, waiting for them. Xiao guided Mickey and Yuki to the top levels of the tower. Once they reached a floor with a wide corridor, they moved through the entrance with no door. As soon as they were inside the room, they saw Vin on a chair near the center of the room. He was playing chess with someone. His arm was bandaged and immobilized, something that didn't seem to bother him, at least not right now. The moment Vin noticed that they were being watched, he looked that they were being watched, so there's someone else here. He looked in the direction of the door. Good morning, Vin said, smiling at Mickey. Mickey was the only person who could make him smile like that after all. Mickey ran to her uncle. Xiao told us what happened. Did you break it? Mickey asked while she looked around. She wasn't sure she was able to speak loudly in that room. How did that happen? Mickey asked. She lightly grabbed his arm, touching the bandages. The games room was almost completely empty beside Vin's opponent and another person drinking tea on the other side of the room. Oh yeah, there were multiple people. Let's just say I did what I had to do. Luckily, once someone enters the tower grounds, Xiao has the upper hand. If you're hit, but it was needed so I could protect a guard that probably wouldn't have been able to survive such a blow, Vin said. And what happened with Constella? Yuki said as he finally examined the person on the other side of the table. His question was answered right away upon seeing the appearance of that person. The woman who Vin was playing against was quite unusual. Pero wing stretched over the chair's backrest. One of her ankles was tied to the shackle. A chain and a ball. Said ball would likely hop an inch off the ground every now and then. A jinx permitted the object through and through. Wow, we can check the surroundings. Seems to be nothing. They look way too soft. I didn't know your standards had lowered so much. Sin, the woman said. Since they allow you in to the ranks, I have been saying the same about Constellatio, said Xiao, who sat on the floor close by. The Constellatio simply looked away. Her? Mickey asked. As she noticed the state of the woman, she was quite beaten. One of the lenses of her glasses was shattered. It looked as if she had fallen from a tree because of the bruises on her face and broken glasses. The chain and ball holding her there only confirmed that she was dangerous. She was the Constellatio that broke your arm. And her punishment is to play chess against you? Mickey asked, quite confused. The Constellatio didn't seem to be particularly annoyed about it. Oh god, these names. Can I pronounce them? Junjio, Junjio, Junjio. I'm going to say that because it sounds. I think it sounds the coolest. Junjio, the Hydra. I wouldn't recommend getting close. Too close, the woman said. She adjusted her glasses and gave them a creepy smile. Yuki noticed how powerful her stare was. It was clear that she wasn't particularly a stable person. Mickey noticed her eye change of color for a second, being transparent, just like the snake woman she met early that morning. You know, I'm thinking that. I mean, how do I say this? Tend to figure out the story a little. Because I thought it was mostly, you know, like the whole Terraformation thing, and I was thinking that the dangers were not going to be like humans or bipedal, whatever you want to call them. Human-like creature, I guess that's the word. Or, well, I'm going to say the people, because, you know, monsters could be like human-like, but anyways. So now that we have Goonies running around, it's kind of like, oh, so they're going to brawl it out with other people? Well, we'll see. I challenge her. If I won, she would stop her hunt altogether. If she won, she could leave. But, Vin said while he scratched his head, he isn't very good, Junjo said. Vin made a move on the board, which Junjo answered with a move of her own a few seconds. Check. Vin frowned as he looked at the board. Maybe... maybe we could have dealt with the terrorists in a different manner. Just going to say. I mean, I don't know. I think attacking government buildings with people still inside, with a clear threat of violence, I think that will put you on a terrorist, right? Also, what was going to happen? He was going to win and say, "You stop that," and what she was going to say, "Well, okay." I mean, again, it's a terrorist. What are you going to do? Playing checkers with Osama bin Laden? Alright. I'm sorry, I'm being a dick. Let's focus. Maybe I'm missing something. Xiao, why did you let this happen? Mickey asked. She wasn't surprised that her uncle tried to take matters into his own hands, or at least the one that he had available. Why would you let someone in danger walk away like that after kicking my uncle's ass twice? Mickey asked with a puzzled expression on her face. I don't know, girl. I mean, he only got his arm hurt, and it's only because he was protecting someone, so I don't know, I wouldn't say he lost that one. It wasn't my idea. Besides, I was a little too late, Xiao said. In this tower, we try to solve things in the most civil manner. By letting terrorists go away. With a slap on the wrist. Which is why I'm surprised she agreed to such an invitation. I'm certainly out of character for her. I tried to get Kai to play against her instead, once they had already sat down on the board, but Vin insisted, Xiao said, looking in the direction of the Terror Magus that was sitting on the other side of the room. The man just kept drinking without looking at them. Yuki analyzed the game. It didn't take long to figure out that it was probably already over from Vin. As if I needed to win to get out of here, I just want to hear this man squeal in despair. My sister will be here really soon. I'm just killing time, Junjo said. She fixes her hair in a girly manner, smiling at Vin. Like, we know another terrorist is coming and we're just letting this happen while we play chess. Vin grabbed one of the pieces and decided to make a move that clearly wasn't the best. Before the piece could touch the board, Vin made a curious noise. Xiao made a curious noise with her mouth. Ew! Disgusting! Looks pretty nonchalantly for being dead. Anyways, what do I know about that anyways? The severed snakehead sent of the half divinity fell on top of the chessboard. The pieces on the board were sent flying in all directions. A surprised Vin quickly got up, pushing his chair back in the process. Ew! He said, nasty! Ah! Junji screamed as soon as the snake hit the board. It took her for a few seconds to realize what it was. This is what we're going to do to you. This is what we do with terrorists. Here in this administration.
You talk shit again and I will bounce. I will do this to you. I will do this to you. Bitch.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Your sister had already been welcomed by me personally, Xiao said. She got up on the table. Ah, it was her sister. Thought she would look, more twin-like. Anyways. Junju stared at her with contempt. Leave this tower, now. I know Mako would never kick you out of Constellatio, but this transgression won't go unnoticed, Xiao said. Another mouth noise could be heard from Xiao. This time, the shackles around her opened up, releasing her. Junju stared at the decapitated head of her sister without moving a centimeter. Yuki looked at the scene with disgust, mostly confusion. Ew, where you got this? What's going on? Yuki, promise you won't get angry when I tell you about where that head came from. A snake? Alright, Mickey said while grabbing Yuki's arm. Did you see? Did, did you? I think you mean to say, did you saw when that happened? Well, anyway. Yuki asked, quite concerned. Yuki made one last angry expression before she got up and walked towards the entrance of the room. This made Mickey and Yuki put their attention back on her. Her quick step was an indicator of how angry she was. Go tell Mako that they are leaving Foxtrot now. I don't want them in my city until they get punished properly. Shall order Vin. Okay, wait. I don't want them in my city until they get punished properly. It's just that I mean, maybe the administration works different, right, than the usual government, clearly. So, what I'm thinking is, don't people usually go, through the justice court system, get punished, and then see if they leave or not? So why would they leave first and then get punished? I don't know. Maybe things were different around here. We know that once I started following Junjo. Do you think I was a little too harsh? Xiao asked Miki and Yuki. I think you should have arrested her right away. Well, that pair doesn't seem to be bothered about killing people. Normal people wouldn't have a chance against them. Only someone like my uncle could put up a fight. I think that was for the best, but I wish it didn't have to be this way. In what sense? Joe jumped off the table. I apologize for such a question. I tend to forgive people quite easily. They were there to kill someone. They were there with intentions of killing people. Dude, and it's not like you know them personally. Does her? I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess this administration was a little different, alright? If one of those two gets close to you in the future, report back to me. Killed, please clean this mess, Xiao said to the Terra Magos. Killed placed his tea on the cup and nodded. I think by the time they get close to us, we will be dead. You do follow me, said Xiao as she made her way out of the games rooms. Can we stop and play some PlayStation? Some Xbox Series X, some Halo? Alright. Alright, I'll stop and continue. Mickey grabbed Yuki's hand and followed Xiao right away. At least my uncle looks like he's in one piece. That calms me down, Mickey said. He's known how to take care of himself. If everything he has told us so far is true, I would say he knows how to pick his fights. Yuki said, well, yeah. They waved at Kilt and left the room with Xiao. Mickey was surprised that the man wasn't impressed by the situation, as if it had been a common occurrence or if it hadn't been strange for Xiao to react that way. And I'll be in your presence. Better than ever. I need to find the journal. I didn't know it was on the menu or well, whatever. I still don't know how many chapters are in this game. Also, I think it was a short one. Whichever, anyways. The centerpiece of the room they had arrived was a giant mirror that didn't have a single scratch on it. This room was around the middle section of the tower and had windows in all cardinal directions. These windows appeared to be strategically placed for a reason. Sean walked towards the middle of the room, stepping on the mirror. She encouraged everyone else in the room to follow her. A woman was accompanying Xiao, someone that Mickey and Yuki recognized right away, Maldov, Ika's mother, and Xiao's secretary. The group was taken to the room that was composed of dozens other Terra Magi. Yukiharu didn't have fond memories of Maldov, as she used to work as a substitute teacher at the academy every now and then. She She will be really carefree about giving the attentions to anyone, causing even the slightest bit of trouble during her class. Welcome to your third initiation exam. We had to reschedule it because of some external reasons, so we do apologize for that, Madame said. There was a silence after those words. Nobody in the group was going to challenge Xiao on the change of date. Yeah, usually you you don't complain about that with government. Especially this one being a little different. Anyways, Mickey noticed that most of the Terraformation in training had just woken up. They probably had been practicing all night. They all are younger than us, Yuki said to Mickey, probably around the age we graduated from our academy. With this exam insanity like the one we had back at the academy, shouldn't be a problem, Yuki said. Achieving a good score in this test will be crucial to get your final approvals. This is, after all, the last test you will need to complete, Xiao said. A field exam is what we decided for all of you, so be careful out there. Mother will accompany you and will answer to all your questions. Good luck, Xiao said. The mirror on the floor began to rattle as soon as Xiao stopped talking. Oh, that's kinda nice. Without any kind of warning, the group was suddenly transported outside of Foxtrot. They found themselves in a grey, inhospitable plain with a thick layer of ash covering it. Do we have gear to protect ourselves from the ash? You know, breathing problems and stuff? Anyways, Nick and Yuki felt their feet grow heavy almost immediately, the ash reaching all the way up to their thighs and knees respectively. They had visited a place similar to this one in the academy, the Sea of Ash, that this country was known of. The Sea of Ash, okay. All the cities were surrounded by these plains where no life could flourish. Anything you can actually check? It's a Sea of Ash, what could you check? Oh, good question. Mickey grabbed Yuki's hands tightly. The sight was far from pretty, and the wind that blew was scalding. This was much worse than the plains, where they used to practice. Breathing the air felt suffocating. Yep, so it would. Mickey was eager to start. She started fidgeting in place, causing the ash to move deeper inside her shoes. Maldo walked close to the group of students. Your third exam consists of terraforming an area within this sea of ash. This zone was inhabited before the fire rain. It was referred as the slums of Foxtrot and was scarcely inhabited. Be it with some exceptions. You can use any terraforming methods that you have learned, Maldo explained. Every rule that comes with their use applies, so be careful. I will take note of everything, so try to make the least amount of mistakes as possible, Maldo explained. I don't even try to hide anything from me. I do see everything, the woman continued. At that moment, her clear and iris turned black. The eyes. You have 2 hours to complete your assignment. Chao is currently watching through me, so do your best, Maldo said, finally giving the group a smile. It's time, Mickey murmured. Yuki nodded firmly. Mickey took out 2 pairs of gloves from her pouch and handed over one to Yuki after pulling their feet out of the ash. They began moving far away from the group. Maldo watched them leave, surprised by the commitment. Once they were far away, not from the group, they got to work. Yuki put on a pair of gloves that Mickey gave to him. He squatted and began to dig through the ashes of the area they had selected with his hands. Upon seeing the condition of the area they had chosen, Mickey sighed. There's so much ash. A lot more than around the academy. It's so thick that might cause a lot of trouble. That time limit might be a problem, Mickey said. After several minutes, Yuki managed to push enough ash out of the way to reveal a naked rock under it. I wasn't sure if we were walking on a rock. I just wanted to confirm it. We'll have to do a jump. A normal terraformation method isn't doable. But we're here to show what we do best, Yuki said with a confident smile. He stood up and patted his trousers to get rid of some of the ash that almost completely covered his clothes. Mickey nodded. I was hoping we could practice before doing it again, but I agree. Let's do it, Mickey said. Yuki stepped onto the naked rock and offered his hands to Mickey. I'm ready, Mickey said, as soon as she made sure she wouldn't lose her footing. They held hands together while facing each other. They remained silent for a few moments. A white, glowing circle appeared under their feet, surrounding both of them. Yuki kept his eyes closed as he focused on the energy to charge the magic spell. Wanderlust, Yuki said as his voice echoed through the ash plains. Their consciousness traveled through the circle under their feet. The world around them simply warped out of existence and was replaced with a black void. Only Mickey and Yuki existed within it. The sound of a watermill wheel, the hubbub of kids playing, and the wind whispering through the glass of rays assaulted the ears of Mickey and Yuki all at once. After reopening their eyes, they found themselves in the old foxtrot. The mountain range that separated this area from Foxtrot could be seen in the distance. There were animals running around everywhere, all the types of plants that Mickey and Yuki had never seen before. They could hear a soft melody from a guitar in the distance. In the distance, they spotted a market and closer to them several houses. It reminded them of magma drying. There were so many people around the area. Most of them appeared to be commoners. Contrary to what Moldova explained, slums wouldn't be a word to describe this place. It was more akin to a small village. Yeah, it's not like the Final Fantasy VII slums. Life in this piece of land was peaceful. They couldn't tell how far back they were peeking into the past. At least 200 years, I think, considering. Anything up for us to check? Yeah. Anyways, this is Mickey's eyes opened wide. The sea of ash they had seen a few moments ago was now so full of life. It left Mickey speechless right away. She stared at the sky. Its healthy color was so bright compared to theirs. I think I feel like crying, but it isn't the time for that, Mickey said. Yuki felt a heavy sensation on his chest. There were so many people to simulate. They started to take a toll on his well-being. The body of the anchor acted as a magical battery that Wanderlust consumed to reproduce the events from the past. Nature and animals weren't a problem. People were totally different story because of how complex they were. This is so much different. The forest around the academy was so not like this, Yuki said. What they were looking at was a window into the past. While they knew they could interact with things in the past, they were reset once the jump was done. However, this past would diverge from actual historical events if they were noticed. No. What do you mean, It's just that usually working with any sort of time travel is always a pain in the butt. But it's like, okay, it's just, everything resets, it doesn't stay permanent. But I'm not getting this line of however this past could diverge from actual historical events if they were noticed. What does that mean? Anyways. The point is, doing time travel stories is kinda complex because you just put up a bunch of variables. Well, maybe I'm getting this wrong. While the simulation was faithful when considering conversation and the actions of people, things like written words and other major details were scrubbed and appeared obfuscated. This word. Even the hair of people became blurry when moving because of this phenomenon. Well, I guess it's really, really complex. I mean, yeah, it's powerful, Maya, so I guess it has its limits. Oh my god, dude, my dogs are barking bloody murder. What's going on in Miami, bro? Ah, I see what's happening. Oh, I get it now. I have been waiting for like half an hour to record, but my dogs are just barking non-stop. Anyways. Still playing this. I have been playing this for 5 days straight. I mean, well, I didn't play yesterday, but for different reasons, but I will have. So I'm gonna count it. I mean, I can shoot aliens, dig graves, jump through hoops and loops, I can do those fine. But ask me about reading? Hell no, man. I'm bad at this. Okay, let's just continue. I mean, I'm too far into this to not continue. Also, I was thinking, am I going to upload this? And after a week of playing, this is like I'm going to upload this. I need to. However, I might do some voiceovers for some early segments because I was. God, my dogs, dude. I'm sorry, man. Cannot do anything about it. They do what they do, alright? They feel they are in the right to do that, so who am I to stop it? Anyways, I think I might do some voiceovers at the beginning because I think I was too, I didn't want to say a lot of things, but I might just, say a couple. Anyways, sorry, again I'm stalling. While the simulation was faithful when considering conversation and the action of people, things like written words and other major details were scrubbed and appeared obfuscated. Even the hair of people became blurry when moving because of this phenomenon. It's your turn now, Yuki said. It's getting a bit easier, but I feel strange. Yuki looked around, wondering if anyone had noticed their presence already. Even if dying in a regression would just wake them up, it would still hurt us if they had died for real. When you died in the past, you die in real life. Well, you don't. He certainly wasn't ready to have such an experience today. What is going to happen? The apocalypse? Ah! The fucking wall of fire? Alright. Mickey sat down on the ground and touched the grass. This sentence, dude. Alright. It was warm, but nothing compared to the soil they were trying to heal. This would be easy. Much easier if I had my antlers. I would be able to reach further, she thought. Also, I was checking like the art book. By the way, I know I'm still working on opinions regarding the game, but the art book is just so good. It's just fantastic. I really, really like the presentation of the art book. Like the way the characters, the things there, the backgrounds and everything. It is so well organized, just so good. So there's that. I also bought this soundtrack. I guess I mentioned this before, but I'm going to keep mentioning it a couple of times because, just so you don't think I just grab a free-to-play game and just, become being an asshole. Alright, anyways. Also, I think I was going to mention that I don't think... I thought she was like a deer kind of race, mixed race, what do you call it? I'm sure they have a name. In fantasy at least. But apparently she's like a sort of moth girl or something like that. Maybe I'm misunderstanding because they mentioned the antlers and they mentioned wings, but I don't think they exactly mentioned like... I don't know. Point is, I don't think there's like a specific mention of the race or well, the exact animal I'm going to say, or something that say, oh, so it's a moth, oh, it's a deer or whatever. It's just like antlers and whatnot. Also, antlers or antennas? Going to check the definition now because so this mister right here and there. Antlers, each of the branched horns of the head of an adult deer. Typically a male one, which are made of bone and are grown and cast annually. Oh yeah, also male deers are the ones with the antlers. Ew, don't play Apex Legends. Disgusting. Anyway, I have such contempt for that game. Well, that's another issue I need to solve. Well, whatever. Point is, I don't know the exact race of this girl. I don't know if it's meant to be a mystery or if it's like, oh, well, just, oh, so something's happening. Well, we'll know, alright? But that's the thing, she's also some sort of animal creature. Do you think we should try here? It's an open area with many people. What if they notice us? Mickey asked. Who gives a crap? What they gonna do? Get off my property, kids! Oh shit! It's a gun! We would be really unlucky if we were being watched this zone, Yuki said as he looked around once more. Of course, I always expect the worst. They had strict rules about not interacting with anyone. The first rule was not to engage with people if there was no need, which Yuki thought existed to keep them from being hurt. Well, I mean, I guess it takes too much magical energy to display people. Even though they were taught how to do their job initially, Yuki understood that not everything will be written in their textbook. Then, let's get started, Mickey said before being interrupted. Your head is pink, said the boy as he pointed at Mickey. Mom said you shouldn't point at people, said the kid. The girl that accompanied the boy. Oh, hell no, bro. The boy ran towards the pair of Terramagi. This made Yuki feel uneasy. He approached Mickey to try to touch her hair without permission. Yeah, They both had black hair themselves. Black was one of the most common hair colors among foxes, which made Mickey stand out from the crowd. Well, I guess so. Well, technically this guy's hair is white. Oh, this is bad. Yuki said as he snorted, the voice getting close to Mickey. The boy started to play with Mickey's hair, pulling down every now and then. Kids, are you alone? Mickey asked. Not something that... Hey, stranger danger, lady! The boy went from playing with her hair to showing on the gently. Jesus, my guy, come on! Our mom is in the market, she's in far from here, said the girl. She tried to get her brother away from Mickey, thank you. I see, Mickey said. She kept an eye on the boy, being particularly affected when she noticed the drool on her hair. Ew! They are adorable, but you in particular, you look like a fox I know of. A fox that I grabbed the attention of exactly because of my hair color. Was that the reason? I'm just checking the recording here. Alright. Made me blur right away. Mickey smiled a bit more the more. I don't know, I mean, back and forth here. She noticed her partner's face. She was quite satisfied with that reaction. Mickey continued to touch the ground, searching for anything that could tell her where the best place would be to get the job done. Again! Sorry, my dogs. The boy let go of Mickey after a moment and got on his knees. He began to imitate Mickey. He had his eye on Mickey, ready to copy whatever motion she was doing. Stop doing that, kid. Little shit. What are you doing? Asked the girl while she moved her plushie side to side against her body. The soil sometimes needs some help, protection, even if you can't see it. It's a living being. We came to help to protect and restore it, just like you do with your brother, Mickey said. Oh, I see, said the girl, making fun of an area that resonated in particular manner and overflowing amount of energy. I find particularly that, well, the names of these kids are not being mentioned. It's here, Mickey said. Mickey began to caress the ground with her fingertips. She found small pathways, little by little. Tiny sparks of blue light connected her skin to the ground. Even now and then, her eyes changed color as soon as she was ready. The voices of the kids, along with any noise surrounding Mickey, started to become incomprehensible. After a few seconds, her fingertips began saturated with these blue sparks. She took a deep breath and released her spell slowly. Bula, Mickey murmured. This soil started to make a weird. I don't know. Usually, when I'm reading spells or whatever, it's like, this better than me something in somewhere else. Anyway, similar to a distant splash of water, the space between the soil and Mickey's hands began to glow, as if something had appeared a few meters under the surface. After a few seconds, it disappeared. The only difference was that the soil under their feet felt fresher. Damn, those three Fs. Mickey opened her eyes once more. Whoa! The boy exclaimed while he stared at the grass. He looked confused at what they had just witnessed. However, Mookie? Mickey, just typo. Felt a different kind of emotion. Confusion. The girl was standing in front of her, had acquired a strange property. Some of the magical pathways within the soil led directly to her feet. I mean, typing errors, well, it happens. I mean, these are just long text, so it's bound to happen, and it can be fixed, so it's nothing. They went all the way inside her body. Alright, I did not want to read read that. It was as she was somehow tied with the spell Mickey had just used. What is Bula? The girl asked. Oh no. Anti-leak machine activated. It's a spell. It helps me to know about the condition of the soil. If I focus a little too much energy in that single spell, it can even heal it. Mickey explained to the girl, leaving out some details. Mickey was worried about what she had just felt. Even Yuki noticed the girl was in a weird state, as if she was somehow foreign to the past that they were experiencing it. My dog's getting a little too excited. Yuki thought for a moment that maybe a desync was taking place, even though everything else appeared unaffected. Can you use it on me? The boy asked. Ah, hell no. I don't think it will work on people. Haha, Yuki laughed awkwardly. They all heard a scream that alerted everyone. I told you not to talk with strangers. Damn. Damn. The faces of the civilians changed right away as they saw a woman much closer to them. Do you have to have the raptor arm pose? My orders were for you two to go home, said the woman. She grabbed the girl's arm in a violent manner. It was quite clear that she was drunk. Oh, well, that explained the raptor arms. The people around the village ignored the situation, pretending that they hadn't seen the woman mistreating the girl. The girl dropped her plushie as soon as his mother started pulling her arm. Now we know who she is. The boy hid behind Yuki with fear in his eyes. Yuki was ready to speak, but Mickey was the first to scold the woman. Hey, be more careful! Is she your mother? Mickey, why do you read like that? I don't know, man. Mickey said as soon as she stood up. Mickey had never have been too thorough about this type of situation. She didn't want to fight, but the woman was being quite aggressive. We grabbed their attention with her appearance. It isn't their fault, Mickey said. The little girl began to cry. Mickey noticed how the strange property within the girl's body started to fluctuate, becoming unstable. Girl's gonna blow up. Mickey had never seen anything like this happen on people before, only plants and soil. The people watching the events were quite surprised by Mickey standing up for the kids. The drunk woman stared at Mickey for speaking. Yes, they are my kids. Do you have a problem with that? The woman snarled. You're hurting her. We shouldn't treat her like that, no matter the situation, Mickey said. They noticed how people started to gather to listen to what Mickey was saying. Some of them peeking through the windows, and some of them actually sleeping on their homes. I'm probably being misled by the background. Did I not bring my water, dude? Before I go for my water, I'm probably being misled by the situation, but this looks like empty, like just, a house on the countryside, unless on the other side of the background, the lens, it's an entire village that I'm not seeing. Oh well. Mickey didn't know for how much longer Yuki could hold the spell together. The more people that were aware of the presence, the harder it became for him. He showed signs of feeling extremely tired. If you have a problem with what happened, don't retaliate against her, Mickey said. Yeah, but the only one where I can put my frustrations on is my own daughter, because she won't retaliate. Hence the point. If hurt people could talk their minds out, well... Not going to tell me how to raise my children. You're just a stupid girl that knows nothing. The woman said as she violently pulled her daughter by her arm. Even my dogs are against the situation. Oh, alright, man. I can do whatever I want with my children. They are my property. The woman yelled. She raised her other arm, ready to hit the fuck, dude! Ready to hit the girl who screamed in fear and tried to protect her face with her free arm. Oh no, dude, I don't like this. I don't like kids getting hurt. You can try to intervene, but the moment she made a step forward, a sharp pain filled his chest. This was the first time he had felt something like that, stopping him in his track. A loud hit was heard. Mickey used her bonnet to block the woman's laugh with her body. Stop! Mickey took advantage of the situation to snatch the girl away from her. She stepped back with the girl behind her, keeping her away from the woman. Mickey was perplexed as nobody in the community had stepped forward to help them and the kids. You know how the people are, they don't want to get involved. Also, consider this is the past, and technically things are going to reset. Maybe we can deck this woman so we can start working. I just said that and it's like, God, that sounds awful. I'll still do it. We need to work. We need to work, lady. You won't even know what happened. It won't even matter after we're done. Also, can I hear pick someone your own size? Well, Michaela doesn't look that size, but you get what I mean. Come on, Michaela, prank her. Jesus. That's what you do? You go to the past to dig people in the face? Maybe. Jesus. Anyways, the surprise on the woman's face turned into anger in an instant. She bit her lips so hard it almost bled. The woman took a step forward in the direction of Mickey, but her plan was blocked before she could take another step. A man from the village stepped between her and Mickey. That's enough. We are tired of you, said the man. The woman looked at him with a deep hatred in her eyes. Several other people had joined the man. They were ready to help. Oh, okay, good. Finally, the people are joining together into what we know as a angry mob. Oh boy. The woman searched for her kids with desperate eyes, which weren't visible from her position because of how many people joined in to help them. The moment she noticed that she wouldn't get away with it, she pushed the man aside and started walking away. It was clear she didn't care that much about them to begin with. Of course. Mickey sighed deeply upon seeing the woman walk away. I'm really sorry, really. Mickey said as she placed her hand on top of the girl's head. They were still quite shaken by the situation, but they slowly calmed down as soon as they saw their mother disappear. Thank you. Can you help them? We cannot stay here for much longer, Mickey said to the man who first stepped into the help. We will see what we can do, said the man. He didn't quite sure about what would happen for them from now on if the woman really did abandon them. The man squatted next to the boy who was still close to Yuki and began talking to him. After the girl was done clearing her tears, her eyes changed drastically. This surprised Yuki as he noticed the change right away. The girl grabbed Mickey's hand and gently squeezed them. After the commotion, the resonance that was within the girl had become less chaotic. Bula, said the girl. Anti-leak my shield. Bula? Mickey asked. She looked over at her partner, quite confused. Yuki looked at Mickey just as confused. What about it? You heard what I said before, right? Mickey said. Bula, she repeated. The long her voice was strange, as she was a different person. Use it on me, said the strange being, the boy who was being talked to by the man, looking in the direction of his sister, puzzled about her tone of voice. You... Who are you? Mickey asked, worried about the implication of what was happening. Well, that doesn't work like that. We were never instructed to use it on people, Mickey said. Yes, you have to. It's the only way to heal this land, said the girl. Yuki started to show signs of extreme fatigue. Mickey, could we hurry this along? I'm going to pass out. Mickey could feel how the regression had started to fail. Things weren't flowing at normal speed rate, nor were the sounds in sync with what was happening. It won't work. It doesn't work outside my time. It won't work here. You don't understand what you're saying, Mickey said. It felt as if the girl was talking to someone else or something. You need to be with your sibling right now. He needs you, Mickey said. The girl kept staring at Mickey without changing her expression. Your present is more important than my past. I promise that everything will be fine, she said in a very serious tone, adorned with a genuine smile. Yukiharu sat on the grass, trying his best to keep the regression going. He was already over his limit. Man, I'm going to pass out. The boy started walking towards where Mickey and the girl were. On his way, he picked up the plush his sister dropped earlier. Mickey looked at the girl, not sure what to do. I really hope it doesn't affect you, nor anyone around here. Promise me, you'll be careful. If something bad happens, seek help at the Foxtrot Tower, Mickey said out loud, hoping her brother heard as well. I mean, since I don't know exactly how the spell works, and I mean, what are we trying to do? I mean, of course they are not saying it story-wise because it's part of what we know, the unknown expectation of the viewer. But, well, I'm going to keep reading. Then I'll see what I say. I will probably forget. That will be necessary, said the girl as she closed her eyes. Mickey placed her hands near her head. She focused the best she could, just as she did with the soul a few minutes prior. The blue sparks appeared between her fingers and her head. The glow filled her. I forgot to say it. The hair of the girl. Mickey opened her eyes just to find the girl smiling back at her. Fia, asked the boy as he saw his sister being touched by the spell. Bulla reached its climax just a moment later, creating a flash of light in every direction that blinded Mickey and Yuki. They passed the fuck out. Xiao's hair flickered, as if they reacted to the sounds coming from the fireplace. She slowly opened her eyes. Your niece and Yuki passed their test, Xiao said. She was lying on her personal chair over a small pillow. Bing was there with his back against one of Xiao's bookcases. It took a few moments for Bing to respond. Are they okay? Bing asked. Xiao remained silent for several seconds. That's what I'm wondering, Xiao said. If I use this spacebar... Okay. Why does it have to be this way? We promise. Xiao murmured with her eyes fixated on the flames. She closed her eyes a few moments later. Wow. The moment that Mickey opened her eyes, she noticed that they weren't in the old foxtrot anymore. The scaling rock over which they started the jump had cooled down. They couldn't find any trace of ashes around her. Wanderlust has blown away all of it. They both could feel that the temperature had dropped drastically. The glowing magic circle had increased the circumference to around 3 kilometers in diameter. They had successfully terraformed the area. Maldov stared at the pair from afar. They appeared to be the last group to finish their exam. We are back, Mickey said. She was quite dizzy, making it hard to focus on the ground at her feet. The rock looks normal. We did it after all, Mickey said with a smile. She hugged Yuki right away. How are you feeling? She asked. Yeah. They're kinda done. To the Mickey asked that, Yuki's wonder gave me he fell down on the rocky ground, dragging Mickey down with him. They both lie down on their backs, trying to catch their breath. A few small patches of moss had appeared on the rock and grass within the crevices. For our first official job, I think we did perfectly, Yuki said. He started at the sky and how the clouds over them had already changed color. It took a few minutes for the sky to clear up. The sky's so clean. Looks like it's like back then. Man, they both look fucked up. But, well, it's what happens. I get. Be it a rush of adrenaline or how bad Wanderlust treats the body, Mickey suddenly felt sick. She could feel her stomach turn. What is? Are you okay? Yuki asked. I am. I just need a second. Yuki said. She closed her eyes, just in case. Yuki decided to remain silent. He was trying his best to recover from the experience as well. A chilling breeze began to flow through the valley. It moved quietly and made the rock underneath to feel even colder for a few moments. I feel better now, Mickey said. Yuki smiled and grabbed Mickey's hand. A short giggle escaped Mickey's lips. Yes, there's some rest, or at least you. Thank you for holding on so well. Without how stable the jump was, we wouldn't have done it, Mickey said. What are you saying? What's both of us? Said Yuki. Malo opened her notebook and started to write on it, taking her time to document every tiny detail about the terrain. Her main and final observation was that the area Mickey and Yuki had terraformed around was 8 times larger than the rest of the teams. Fia, her name was Fia. Yuki, do you think she's okay? We have to investigate after all this, Mickey said. She squeezed Yuki's hand, taking a deep breath right after. I don't know, how long was it? I mean, if it was before the ashes, there was probably like over 200 years ago, before the events of Halo happened. Forgot the name of the thing, I'm sorry. Also, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but even if we were to restore this area of the land, wouldn't the ashes from the neighboring places just, slowly began to fill in because it was some deep ash that they were in. So wouldn't be too much to be like, oh, where a couple of patches of ash flying just over to this new area. Don't worry about us. I don't know. What do you do with that much ash anyways? Leave it alone. I mean, in real life, I'm saying. Oh well, I'll check on that later. Also, I guess I was going to mention that since they were in the past, and I don't know exactly how the spell works, I think they just need a point of reference to bring the past to the future. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they do, right? I'm not sure if here's the thing. I'm not sure if it really needs to be explained to a certain length or just leave some mystery in it. Well, I guess I need to explain to an extent so we can know the rules of this thing and limits. Anyways, there wasn't much that Yuki could reply. Deep inside, he had a feeling that something wasn't right. Yeah, we almost get fucked up because of it. Alright. Also, the journal is on the main menu. I mean, duh, right, but he's your boy asking.